When sacred land is defiled, ancient spirits are angered, and Toph is reunited with her father. Team Avatar must resolve the mistakes of the past. Hey everybody, welcome back to Read, Rant, and Review. It's me, Julian. My shirt today is Mufasa from The Lion King because I'm Lion King trash. Don't tell anyone. I'm not gonna try to sing the beginning song from The Lion King. Anyway, I'm wearing this shirt because I feel like it really kind of actually fits with the themes of the book we're gonna talk about. The book we're talking about today is Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Rift. Again, this is the library version, which has all of the comics in one big honkin' hardcover, which also has Nigel. Hello. Because it's the library edition, it has awesome notes from the creators in the margins. So let's talk about The Rift. Some of you know I have read a couple of the other Avatar comics. I believe The Rift is the next one in the order that I've been going, but I missed out the first one. So there are a couple of characters in this one that are in the first one, I believe, that I didn't really know, but that didn't really stop me from enjoying this too much. This one is a lot more of a standalone than, say, the previous two that I have looked at. Links in the doobly-doo to those reviews. Guys, this is my favorite one so far. I really quite enjoyed this one. Sadly, once again, we do not have the full Team Avatar going on because Zuko is off doing his own Fire Lord thing for this one, but we get Toph back, so I guess it's a trade-off. I mean, I want all of Team Avatar to be having adventures together, but I understand it's kind of hard to do and fit into a comic series. So in this story, we have Aang trying to celebrate an ancient airbender holiday with his air acolytes. The air acolytes are this adorable threesome of young people who they have really distinct personalities and they are quite fun to watch. They try to learn from this person who is younger than a couple of them. And Toph, Sokka, and Katara are along for the ride to celebrate this airbender holiday, but Toph is not really into it, she's not really feeling it, she thinks it's all really kind of silly. And when they get to the place where the ritual and the celebration are supposed to take place in honor of a previous airbending avatar, Aang finds that instead there is a city there, and there is a refinery there, and this intrigues Toph. The conflict that happens I really liked is both on a personal level between Toph and Aang, and also on a much more thematic level between the past and the future, with Aang obviously representing the past and Toph the future. There is also the representation of the spirit world versus the human world and where they all fit together, and a lot of that is building up towards the Legend of Korra, so it was really cool to see the beginnings of that and the spirit stuff that happens in the Legend of Korra at its genesis, and that's really cool to see. The themes are explored much better in this, I feel like, than any of the others that I have read. I think one of my favorite parts about this is that it's obvious that there are no easy answers or even right answers. Ultimately, everything comes down to being gray, and neither Toph nor Aang in their extreme ideas are correct about how the world needs to be. And in fact, maybe there isn't a correct answer about how the world needs to be. There are some really amazing and heartfelt character moments in this, and even though at times the conflict between Aang and Toph can feel a little bit forced, I didn't mind too much because it did make for some really cool character stuff later on, including a really amazing scene, which I won't spoil for you, but I wish I could because I absolutely loved it, between Toph and Aang, and it's just, my heart. A lot of things about this made my heart happy, including more Aang and Katara goodness. Again, it's not shoved in your face, it's pretty limited, but it is there, and I really loved it. I'm sorry, I ship Aang and Katara. I think they're great together. They seem great together in this story. The creators have done a good job of making it seem like this is a couple that can last, this is a couple that can get married and have children together. Something I didn't like is we kind of get the hintings of a romantic interest for Toph, which I felt like we didn't really need. The character's kind of cool, but ultimately unnecessary. We also get a bit of a re-meet up with Toph and her father, which is a really interesting character moment for her and her desire to prove herself. I would love to see her also interact with her mother someday in the future. Can we talk about Sokka in this? Sokka. I've been getting frustrated with the previous books because, well, Sokka is there, he's not really up to his usual Sokka-ness. We all know that Sokka is the comic relief, but at the same time he is very smart and very tenacious and incredibly brave. He's like 15 years old and he led an army and did all the strategy himself. The kid has shit going on, he's very smart, he's very capable. But he's also the comic relief. And I feel like in this book, even though he wasn't a main focus point, Sokka really, truly was himself again, able to be both funny, as well as heroic and brave when he needed to be, especially when it came to standing up for his sister and his friends. In a crisis, Sokka can become extremely serious and take charge, and I just love the boy. I've always been drawn to characters who are non-magical in a magical world. I can't say he's my favorite because they're all my favorite, but Sokka is my favorite. Let's talk about the art in this. I think that the artists really outdid themselves. In previous installments, the art was pretty good. Everybody looked great in all of their panels. But, you know, I had complaints about the fighting being too abrupt and not really displaying the level of motion and majesty of bending in the show, which I feel like you can do in a comic book, and I have seen it done. They did better this time in this one. I definitely got a lot more of a sense of the flow of battle than in previous ones. Not perfect, but better. One thing I really appreciated in this comic that I didn't even know was missing from the others, but now I can definitely feel it, is stuff going on in the background. I mentioned in previous reviews that the backgrounds were always amazing, but because there are so many characters happening in this one, so much of Team Avatar is there, and as well as side characters, there's a lot going on in the background. Usually it's Sokka's fault. I really appreciated it, and it made the characters feel a lot more like whole, complete people if they were up to their own shit in the background. So overall, this is my favorite by far so far. I really loved it. I couldn't give it necessarily a perfect score because of the sometimes forced antagonistic nature between Aang and Toph, as well as we still aren't quite there with the battle scenes. We're getting very close. But the themes, the story, the emotion, I felt very real emotions while I was reading this. So I would highly recommend this one. You can read it without reading the other ones, although some things might be a little bit confusing. This is my favorite so far. So what do you guys think? Have you read The Rift or any of the other Avatar: The Last Airbender comics? Which ones were your favorites and why were they your favorites? If you have any other comic series or graphic novels that you really think I should read, remember to comment below and let me know. Also remember that currently I post new videos Mondays and Fridays or Saturdays. Hoping to keep that going. We'll see. Nigel's tail is here and getting all up in my face as usual. Remember to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Even if it doesn't get me more viewers, it makes me feel good about myself, so, you know, you can help my self-esteem. I have really low self-esteem, so there's that. Anyway, I will see all of you guys next time with whatever it is we happen to be doing next time. Bye!